Hello, everybody. I'm Jalen, and welcome to episode 3 of my Minecraft Survival Let's Play. And we're going to build a barn today. We're starting off here at the windmill from last episode, which I'm definitely very happy with. I'm liking it very much. I honestly think these first two builds are two of my favorite builds I've ever made. I think they both got a lot of character, which I'm very happy with, and that shows what a little inspiration will do for you. Definitely appreciating all the very nice comments and just great vibes I'm getting from everybody. And the fact that anybody is interested in following along is huge for me. So thank you very much. But yeah, we'll just jump into things here today. Going to start off again with just a little farm sesh. I won't bring you guys along every time, but I do kind of like you to feel like you're along for the ride with me. So you got to go through the grind a little bit. Another thing I wanted to do before we jumped into building was head back to that coral reef and see if we can find some ocean ruins and maybe come up with a couple sniffer eggs. Found this area just north of my base, pretty cool. And a desert village, that's a nice find. On the way there, I was distracted by ocean ruins on the left. And on my first dive in 1.20, I didn't even have to look very hard. I dove right onto a suspicious sand, but it wasn't much. It was a piece of coal. But I can see where this is going to be really fun. I love treasure hunts, but it's kind of hard. I wasn't coming across as many suspicious sand as I would have hoped, or ocean ruins for that matter, and I wasn't really getting anything out of the suspicious sand I did find. Took a nap in the village and woke up and explored the buildings, and there was not much to be found. But there was a camel. This thing is awesome. I love the wiggly ears. I will be back for him. I didn't come with a saddle. I need to find a saddle. Found a blacksmith and our first diamonds of the season. I like that I found them this way. It's a little more fun than strip mining. I am going to need to do some mining though. This is the longest I've ever gone without finding diamonds. But I am finding some crazy terrain. This is the other side of the area in the mangrove swamp from the last episode. This is the same mountain. And it's got this crazy cove in here. Probably not going to show up very well on YouTube, but pretty crazy. So yeah, this is the back side of that area from last episode. It's awesome. Then I come across what might be my favorite of all these crazy places we've found. It's becoming really hard to decide where I want to build next. This is the coolest little grotto area I've ever seen. Ocean ruins are actually kind of hard to find in the coral reef because they blend in so well and their lights don't stand out. So I started going along the edge and found this guy here. I will say I'm really having fun with the treasure hunt. I think it's a really cool update. It's kind of hard sometimes though. Haven't found much in the sand. And then I found one. Super pumped. This whole expedition is kind of hard to edit without it just becoming repetitive and boring, but I've been out here for well over an hour. And I kept searching, trying to find a second egg, and kept coming up with a lot of junk. I did get a couple sherds, but really not much. So I decided to give up and head home. I'll come back for a second at some point. Put away some of my things. Now I know this might not technically be my first diamond and first sherd, but I just figure it's from the first trip, so we're calling it just as good. And for now, I'm going to put the sniffer egg in here. Hopefully, in the next trip, I can find two, and we'll save this one. But if I only find one next trip, we'll take this one back. For what I wanted to do in the farming area, I'm going to need a bunch of cobblestone, so I figure kill two birds with one stone and start digging out this hole down here where I know I'm going to want to build something eventually. Also, put in a little work digging a little more of the mine out so that I can build something here as well. And I knew I was going to want to make the staircase 3 wide, so I went ahead and widened it all the way down to level 0. Yeah, we're just going to kind of take what we did with this little wheat field here and expand it across the rest of the farm. I think it's going to look pretty cool. Yeah, I think bringing the stone into the area is going to be a cool addition. Yeah, now we just need to get some variant going on. Make it look a little weathered. Adding a bunch of arches is a cool way to get a bunch of height variation, and just makes it look like more of a structure. Really shows how much of a difference a little texture makes. Now I'm going to go through and just break up any spots that just have way too much cobblestone. Just put a piece of stone in there just to make it look a little more natural. Much better. You know you're getting near the end when you're adding the greenery. Gonna put a little work into the paths. And paths are something that I'll come back to every now and then and add to or change or do something, but this will get us started for now. I think it's looking pretty good. I'll come back every now and then and put little details here and there and add little builds and stuff, but I think this is a good spot to end for now. We're going to take a little lap so you can kind of get a feel for it. I'll come back and I'll add like some different stones into the stone textures, and I'm probably going to redo the path. I'm actually not very happy with this path, and I'll be putting a waterfall there. And yeah, I am liking it though, and I like that you come in here, and I like that the walls kind of make it its own little area now, so it just separates things, and I think it works out really well. The only thing that could top it off is a nice big barn coming out of this end here. I did a little sketching in creative mode and found that I'm going to end up building a much bigger barn than I usually do, so it's going to take a whole lot of cherry wood. And I just want to say I love having these bees around. I think they're just so cool. They're actually probably one of my favorite mobs at this point. I'm also going to need lots of bamboo and cobbled deep slate as usual. Thought I'd strip mine a little bit, see if I could get lucky and find a couple diamonds, and boom. First diamonds we found mining. Little 8 vein, we'll take it. Kept going and found a couple more here, but just a 2 vein. Slightly disappointing. Even more disappointing when I find another 2 vein. That's okay. Not a bad haul. Decent amount of cobbled deep slate, 12 diamonds, we'll take it. Went ahead and made my first diamond pickaxe. I was going to try to hold off on an axe, but I ended up making one. Mainly just because I'm running low on iron. Get chopping some cherry wood. Almost time to build. Kind of do a little leveling of the terrain. And we're laying our first blocks. Like I said, it's a big barn. 27 by 33. I'm just going to sit back and let you enjoy the process. Got this weird little lighting glitch that I've never seen before. But other than that, the shape's coming together. this point I was really liking it and getting pretty excited about it. Not excited to fill in all these walls though. This is a very tedious process. I'm gonna just do the same thing on the other face of the barn. I won't bring you through all this again though. The view from down here is why I ended up making the barn quite a bit bigger than I was planning on, because it just kept looking so small next to everything else with what I was doing before. Even now, it doesn't look as giant as it really is when you get up close to it, but I think it's looking good. I'm really liking the area out there. Dirt's been at a premium, so while I'm gathering it, I'm shaping this area that I know I'm going to want to put a road eventually. Back to the building. I was getting tired of having no iron, so I made the trek over to the Stony Peaks again. I also needed to do something about my food situation. And I was going to need a whole lot of spruce for the roof. This should be fun. Already have to retire my first diamond axe. I'll do something to break up all the brown, but I think it's looking good as far as the colors go. Once again, dirt's the bottleneck. Always working on expanding the path network. I thought here would be a cool spot for a pond. I find filling water to be very satisfying. Yeah, I think the shape we got going on is awesome. And it being so big makes it easier to get cool shape like that. Just needed some greenery on the roof to balance things out a little bit. Someone who's really been killing it lately, who's always been one of my favorite Minecraft YouTubers, is BOO with his take on using blocks to create shadows and lighting. What he does is absolutely amazing. This is on a much smaller scale, but for my first attempt at it, I can see how it could be a cool thing to try to do. Works well creating shadows and rock formations as well. I'll come back and give this some better shape and detail, but you get the idea. Thought the pond could use a little tree. Was bushier than I wanted it, so I started thinning it out a little bit. Ended up with this cool little airy tree. I actually kind of like how it came together. I'm realizing in editing nighttime is a bad time to show it off, but you'll see it as I'm walking around. This night I decided I was going to stay out and try to hunt some skeletons because I was needing some bone meal. And I could be crazy, but I feel like Minecraft's gotten a little harder over a few of these updates here. I feel like it gets a little more intense than it used to, but it could be just me. I probably am crazy. I take these skeletons down, and I was out on the hunt. And the mistake I made was that I was playing with my headphones off as I was watching YouTube, and creeper snuck up on me. So disappointing. I just can't get to level 30 and do my enchanting. So as I come out, and this is why I say I think it's getting harder. Again, I don't have my headphones on, and the zombie gets me with 2 hits. I just don't remember that being a thing. I know he had a sword, but gotta go get my redemption now. Dust myself off and suited back up and got back to work. Liked that first little tree so much, I thought I'd build another one. with that, we're going to call it an episode here, and I am definitely loving the barn. Just the idea of structuring this into a series and getting it on video just has me playing with a whole different focus, and I can definitely see it in the results. It's got me excited to see what I'm going to end up doing here. So, yeah, lots to be done still. I plan on doing kind of an animal sanctuary in here for all my pets, and upstairs going to do a sheep farm. And I'll be doing some details around the sides. I haven't organized my animals yet or anything, but I think and I will be doing something to break up that brown up there, but I think this is a good enough spot to call it for now. Move on to something for a little bit and come back and finish off at some other point. But I do want to thank everybody one more time for all the support. Just feeling nothing but positive vibes, and I'm just really looking forward to see what kind of community we get built here. I'm really having a great time, so thanks again for coming, and have a good day.